Katt Williams has joined the chorus of critics calling out Snoop Dogg, sparking a wildfire online. Snoop, known for taking shots at Donald Trump in his music, is now making waves for performing at Trump's crypto ball. The internet is ablaze, and Katt's scorching remarks have only added fuel to the fire.
We gotta start with something we have been reporting, and it has been attributed to you. A statement out there that you allegedly issued through your publicist apologizing for that route.
Snoop Dogg's loyalty has long been a topic of debate, but Katt Williams' recent comments have reignited the conversation. Fans are now questioning what's really going on behind the scenes. Here's the twist. This isn't just about Trump. The story traces back to Tupac Shakur and a history of controversy that still casts a shadow today. What exactly did Katt say? And how does Tupac fit into all this? Stick around as we break down the connections and unravel the drama.
But you don't apologize for what you said in that stand-up.
I'm not allowed to. As a stand-up, the only thing that I sell is uncensored thought.
So Suge Knight is alleging that Snoop Dogg has some explaining to do about the night of Tupac's.
Katt Williams is no stranger to speaking his mind, and his latest target is none other than Snoop Dogg. In classic Katt fashion, he called out Snoop for performing at Donald Trump's crypto ball, a move that left many fans stunned. For Katt, this wasn't just another performance. It marked a significant shift for someone who had once openly criticized Trump in his music. With his signature sharp wit and biting critique, Katt questioned Snoop's decisions and what they reveal about his position in the entertainment industry. But Katt's remarks didn't stop at the Trump performance. He delved deeper, suggesting that Snoop's overall trajectory reflects a pattern of prioritizing self-preservation above all else. From his days in the rap game alongside Tupac to his current actions, Katt implied that Snoop's choices often align with staying in the good graces of those in power. To Katt, the Trump performance is just the latest example of bending to remain relevant.
On Instagram, he would go on the right, "Wow, that's what we doing? Trump propping up white supremacy isn't just in his past, Nelly. It's who he still is today." This man called Daniel Penny a hero. He still stands behind his opinion of the exonerated father.
Katt Williams isn't alone in questioning Snoop Dogg's recent choices. Others are joining the chorus of criticism. Country artist John Rich didn't mince words, highlighting the stark contrast in Snoop's actions. Rich pointed out how Snoop went from mocking Donald Trump in his 2017 music video to now performing at Trump's crypto ball. The irony of headlining an event honoring Trump after previously taking direct shots at him has left fans scratching their heads, wondering what might have prompted such a dramatic shift. Benny Johnson joined the conversation, taking aim at Snoop Dogg's performance and joking about Snoop's apparent MAGA flip. He called it a textbook example of how money can sway even the loudest critics. Benny questioned whether Snoop's appearance was about bridging divides or simply cashing a paycheck. Turning the moment into a meme-worthy spectacle, Benny made his stance clear. When you follow the money, the story behind such decisions often becomes much clearer.
This is Snoop Dogg saying, if you all vote for him, you're stupid MFers. This guy's a punk, don't vote for this N-word, don't vote for him.
Snoop wasn't the only one facing criticism at the crypto ball. Sharing the stage were Rick Ross, Soulja Boy, and Nelly, all of whom came under fire for their involvement. Critics called out the irony of artists who once criticized Trump now performing at an event linked to him. Nelly, already scheduled to perform at another Trump-related event, defended his participation, a defense that's sparking even more debate for another day.
We're giving you this backlash because you are propping up a white supremacist.
I would ask them to show me where he's a white supremacist.
The backlash surrounding Snoop Dogg and the other performers wasn't just about Donald Trump. For many, it symbolized a deeper betrayal of the values these artists once stood for. Others, however, saw it as a calculated move in an industry that often demands complex alliances. The criticism only grew when Snoop addressed the situation, adding more fuel to the fire and ensuring the story continued to make waves. Responding to the uproar, Snoop made it clear that his performance at Trump's crypto ball wasn't about politics or choosing sides. Instead, he described it as a business decision aimed at fostering unity. Snoop framed his choice as an effort to bridge gaps and move beyond past disagreements for a greater purpose. To him, it wasn't a matter of betrayal but evolution, a step towards something bigger than individual differences.
But I am honored to be performing for the office, for the President of the United States, regardless. Ain't none other president asked me to perform. Name.
Snoop Dogg's explanation didn't silence the backlash. While some fans appreciated his pragmatic approach, others felt it clashed with his history of taking bold stances, particularly against Trump. Snoop, however, remained unfazed, emphasizing that times change and finding common ground matters more than holding on to old rivalries. Meanwhile, Nelly addressed his own criticism, clarifying that his performance wasn't an endorsement of Trump or his policies. In a recent interview, Nelly explained that his participation was about respecting the office of the presidency, regardless of who holds it. He called the performance an honor, framing it as a display of professionalism rather than personal allegiance.
Not doing this for money. I'm doing this because it's an honor. I respect the office. It's an honor for me to perform for the President of the United States, regardless of who's in office. If President Biden would have asked me to perform, I would have performed.
This defense echoed Snoop's sentiment, framing their appearances as seizing opportunities rather than making political statements. However, for many critics, this wasn't convincing. The optics of hip-hop legends performing for someone they once opposed were hard to overlook. For Snoop, this controversy is nothing new. It mirrors patterns dating back to his days with Tupac and Suge Knight, when questions about his loyalty first began to emerge, leaving fans divided once again.
And sometimes it was almost like Snoop wasn't there. He went from the biggest thing in the world to now everybody's talking to Pop.
Questions about Snoop Dogg's loyalty didn't begin with his performance at Trump's crypto ball. To grasp the full scope of the controversy, we have to revisit one of hip-hop's most intense eras, the East Coast-West Coast feud. During this volatile period, Snoop's infamous interview with Angie Martinez raised eyebrows. While Tupac was fully committed to his feud with Biggie and Puffy, Snoop took a contrasting stance, referring to the two as his homeboys.
You know that Tupac and Snoop wasn't seeing eye to eye like that before his death? Because you was one of the last people with him before he left for Vegas, because you recorded one of his last songs.
Tupac was deeply upset by Snoop's neutrality during the East Coast-West Coast feud. Spice One explained that Tupac felt blindsided and betrayed, unable to understand how Snoop could align with those he believed were opposed to everything Tupac was fighting for. Snoop's stance was seen as a direct conflict with Tupac's principles.
He was a little upset over that. He would tell me, like, you know, Snoop trying to be cool with him, and at the same time, before I understood what Snoop was going through, I was like, damn, you trying to be cool with him after they shot you up like that in the studio?
The tension between Snoop and Tupac wasn't just about their differing approaches to the East Coast-West Coast feud. Corrupt later revealed that before the fateful Vegas trip where Tupac was shot, Snoop advised Dogg Pound members to stay away, urging them to avoid the drama. While this move may have saved lives, it deepened the divide between Snoop and Tupac's team. Tupac, who embodied a ride-or-die mentality, likely saw Snoop's decision as another example of him distancing himself when things got real. Spice One emphasized what he saw as a pattern of self-preservation in Snoop's actions, contrasting it with Tupac's unwavering commitment to his principles. Spice argued that Tupac always stood firm for what he believed in, no matter the consequences, which he felt made Tupac unique. In Spice's view, Snoop's recent actions were just another example of his tendency to adapt instead of taking a definitive stand.
He probably trying to lay low. You know, he just beat a whole case, man. He was on trial for 25 to life.
Then there's Suge Knight, who has only fueled the fire with his own provocative claims. Suge has suggested that Snoop may know more about Tupac's death than he's ever let on, a heavy accusation that, while Snoop hasn't directly addressed, continues to linger, deepening the narrative of fractured loyalty. As if that weren't enough, 6ix9ine has recently reignited the conversation, accusing Snoop of being a snitch. While the two have their own history, 6ix9ine's accusations tap into the recurring theme of questioning Snoop's allegiances and decisions. Despite all the criticism and accusations, however, Snoop has made efforts to reconcile with his past, attempting to bridge the gap in his own way, though the journey remains complicated.
We being right by him by putting on all eyes on me, speaking about him and being real with him. And if it's true what they say, face to face is going to be a lot of explaining.
Despite all the controversies, Snoop Dogg has made efforts to reconcile with Tupac's legacy, revealing a more emotional and reflective side over the years. After Tupac's tragic passing, Snoop reached out to Jada Pinkett Smith, one of Tupac's closest friends, and Afeni Shakur, Tupac's mother, to honor his memory. These gestures were seen as Snoop's way of mending fences and acknowledging the profound impact Tupac had on his life and career.
Yeah, I heard Snoop, he was real hurt by that, huh?
Hell yeah. Pop was he was our friend. You know, our real friend.
In an emotional recount, Snoop reflected on visiting Tupac in the hospital after the Las Vegas shooting. He described the moment as overwhelming, admitting he fainted at the sight of his friend hooked up to machines. Tupac's mother, Afeni Shakur, helped Snoop regain his composure, telling him, "My baby wouldn't want to see you weak." Afeni then gave Snoop a private moment with Tupac to say goodbye, allowing him to express the love and respect he still held for his friend.
She knew it was a little tension, but she knew how much we loved each other, so she gave us a moment for me to say some things to him as far as how much I love him, but I knew that was going to be my last.
Snoop has frequently expressed his deep regret over the unresolved tension between him and Tupac. Their last interaction, on a private plane after Snoop's Angie Martinez interview, left Tupac distant and upset. "Pac didn't even look at me," Snoop recalled, adding, "That still hurts me to this day."
You may think it was more people against me, it was more people with me.
Oh, we know.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was the strange.
That
was just, thanks, Snoop. You said what we been on to say.
Right.
But you shouldn't have said it like
that.
Yeah.
That part.
You get it?
Snoop Dogg has made efforts to show that he values Tupac's legacy, even though their relationship ended on a difficult note. By reaching out to Jada Pinkett Smith and Afeni Shakur, he's tried to honor Tupac's memory, acknowledging the lasting impact Tupac had on his career. Snoop has spoken openly about how Tupac's passion and energy shaped his path, calling him his brother for life. However, while these efforts demonstrate Snoop's desire to make amends, his recent actions, like performing at Trump's crypto ball, have reignited debates about whether his choices reflect genuine growth or are part of a recurring pattern of self-preservation. Fast forward to today, and Snoop's performance at Trump's crypto ball has raised many questions. Once a vocal critic of Trump, even mocking him in a music video, Snoop's shift to headline a Trump event feels like déjà vu. It appears to be a pattern of prioritizing self-preservation, adapting to opportunities even when it means switching sides. This echoes the sentiment from Katt Williams, who recently weighed in on Snoop's choices, aligning his comments with broader critiques he's made about the entertainment industry. From accusations against Jamie Foxx to wild claims about clones, Katt has repeatedly suggested that many big names in the industry care more about power and survival than authenticity. To him, Snoop's actions aren't an exception. They reflect a much bigger problem. However, there's an ironic twist that complicates the story. Trump's growing support among Black communities makes Snoop's actions harder to dismiss outright. Snoop's performance at Trump's crypto ball occurs during a time when Trump's approval within certain Black communities is on the rise. This dynamic adds another layer to the backlash. Benny Johnson highlights this irony, noting that what once might have been seen as outright betrayal now feels more complex. Trump's policies, particularly around criminal justice reform, have garnered support from some Black voters, making Snoop's move seem less like an anomaly and more a reflection of shifting dynamics.
Suge Knight recently who said he used to be a superstar and now he's just a no-limit soldier. What do you say to that?
He used to be a CEO, now he's just an inmate.
Political commentator David Sachs, who organized the crypto ball, argued that the event was about celebrating innovation, not politics. He emphasized that it wasn't about division, but about building bridges. While Sachs' comments supported the event's intent, they also suggested that Snoop's participation could be seen as pragmatic, not a betrayal. In contrast, Katt Williams takes a different view. For Katt, Snoop's alignment with Trump is just another example of entertainment figures compromising their principles for survival. Katt's broader critique questions the authenticity of these moves, tying them to a system that prioritizes power over loyalty.
But you don't apologize for what you said in that studio, that stand-up.
I'm not allowed to. As a stand-up, the only thing that I sell is uncensored thought. So I'm only selling them the way I think, uncensored.
Are Katt Williams' comments about Snoop Dogg exposing a deeper truth, or simply reflecting Snoop's evolution in a world where survival means adapting? Williams' remarks have reignited some of hip-hop's oldest debates, spotlighting loyalty, choices, and survival in the music industry. From his controversial performance at Trump's Crypt Ball to past tensions with Tupac and Suge Knight, Snoop Dogg's story continues to evolve and spark conversations. Whether his actions are seen as strategic moves or something more questionable, one thing is undeniable. Snoop knows how to keep people talking and remains a dynamic figure in music and culture, always at the center of attention.
Katt Williams joins me now live from Los Angeles. Katt, good morning. Good to have you here with us.
Good morning, TJ. How are you?
I am doing.
This story is far from over. As we reflect on Tupac's warnings, Suge's accusations, and the unexpected voices of 6ix9ine and Katt Williams, a bigger picture emerges, one as complex as the industry itself. So, what's your take? Is Snoop simply adapting to the game, or do Katt and others have a point? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to stick around for our next video. It promises to be just as eye-opening as this one. You won't want to miss it.